Hello everybody, happy Saturday and welcome back. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Haley. I am a first-year transfer student at UCLA and I'm studying applied linguistics. I have been living on campus on the Hill at UCLA, which is where all the dorms are. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience because I know a lot of you will be filling out your applications in the near future and making the decision about where you want to live. So I am first going to talk about kind of the pros and cons of living on campus, and then I want to share a little bit about my experience. Before we jump in, for anyone who's curious, I do live in Hedrick Summit, which is one of the buildings on the Hill. It is technically the farthest building from campus, but I will talk a little bit about that going forward. So here we go. Starting with the pros. So one of the best things that I like about living on campus is that it is centrally located. So it is very convenient in terms of getting to class, getting food to eat on campus at the dining halls and at the quick service places, and also with proximity to Westwood, which is the downtown area where UCLA is. So usually I can get to class in about 15-20 minutes, and that is from Hedrick Summit to North Campus. So it's pretty quick. That is walking at a pretty steady pace, not jogging or running or anything like that. So I leave class with about 30 minutes to spare before class starts. I can usually get there and get a good seat in the front. When it comes to getting food, all of the on-campus dining halls are on the Hill. So there are 4 dining halls: Covell, Feast, Bruin Plate, and Deneuve. They are all somewhere on the Hill. A lot of the quick service places are more convenient in my opinion, and same distance. There is the Study, which is pretty close to Hedrick, but also Rendezvous and Bruin Cafe. So those are great options if you're kind of on the way somewhere, going to class or coming back from class and you just want a quick meal and you don't want to have to sit down or anything like that. Everything is very walkable from the Hill. So you can get to class, like I said, you can get your food, and if you're going downtown, a lot of people complain, but I personally don't think it's that far. It's like less than a mile, and it takes about 20-30 minutes if you're walking at a leisurely pace like I like to, and on a nice day, it's pretty enjoyable. In addition to being so conveniently located, one of the great things about living on campus is that you have a lot of resources, mainly your RAs. Those are resident assistants. They live on the same floor as you, and they are available for you to kind of speak to about school, about getting classes, about social aspects of college, you name it, you can talk to them. They are a great resource and they are super welcome. They went through pretty intense training to get this job, so they know what they're talking about. It's really nice to be able to talk to them, and they also know a lot about the events going on. They usually have a poster board that they create and they post all the events going on campus. Another really convenient resource in terms of living on campus is that every building has its own front desk, which you can call 24 hours a day or visit 24 hours a day. So if you get locked out of your room or your toilet is clogged or something of that nature, you can call them and they will respond pretty quickly. One thing that I really appreciate about living on campus is that I don't have to clean the bathroom. The university cleans the bathroom once a week. They clean the bathroom, so the toilet, the shower, and the vanity, and they also stock toilet paper, so it's really great. I'm glad that I don't have to be responsible for cleaning up for 4 or 5 other people who share the bathroom with me. There are so many places to study on the Hill. There is the Study, there is Covell, there are also computer labs, there is even a 3D printing lab. So there are definitely, those resources are available to you, and I believe they're open pretty much 24/7. During finals week, for sure, they're open 24/7, but the Study, I believe, is open from 7 a.m. until 2 a.m., so you could be there almost all day. A lot of people who live in apartments or, you know, wherever they live off campus have to worry about mail and packages getting stolen. That is not a problem for you if you're living on campus, and that is because we have the UCLA on-campus mailing center. This place has saved my life so many times. It's great. I can order things. It doesn't come to your room, but it comes to a central mailing center, which is, I believe, in Sunset Village or something like that, by Covell and BCAF. You can just swipe in, get your stuff, and it's open pretty late, so if you're going to class all day, you don't have to worry about getting it within a certain time frame. I think you have like 2 weeks, which is a pretty long time, but you can get it and you don't have to worry about anything being stolen from you. In addition, there are a bunch of Amazon lockers on the Hill as well, so that is available to you if you need it. Now I would like to move on to the cons of living on campus. The number one complaint that I have is noise. So I'm pretty lucky. I live in a single suite. I don't have to deal with any of the noise from like other people who are living in the building. My suite mates are really considerate. We're all pretty like-minded, pretty quiet, pretty clean people. So we work really well together and we live really well together. But when I walk through the main hallway to get to the elevator, I can hear every single thing that's going on, and it is loud. I can hear music, I can hear loud conversations, I can hear people laughing. I mean, you name it, you can hear it. It's super loud. So, and that is just from the hallway. So I feel for the people who are living in those doubles and triples, who are probably really hard workers, who want some peace and quiet, have a hard time getting it. That being said, there are study spaces in the building that you can go to, but there's nothing like the comfort of your own room, right? There are also a lot of events going on outside the building, and that noise travels right into my space. So specifically for Hedrick Summit, we are located right next to Sunset Recreational Center, so the pool is there, the volleyball courts are there. They are often having tournaments and competitions, and they are talking in a loudspeaker, they're playing music, I can hear it all the time. The swim team practices at like 6, 7 in the morning, and I can hear their coach yelling even when my window is closed. So keep that in mind. It's probably not going to be as quiet as your place at home. There are also a lot of events that happen on the hill, I think around Sunset Village, once again kind of near the mailing center, and they play music really, really loud. I don't know why they play it so loud, but it is really hard if you're trying to sleep or you're trying to concentrate on studying or you name it, so just be aware of that. Something that has been really bothersome is the amount of fire drills that we have on campus on the hill. So there are mandatory fire drills. You must evacuate the building, and the fire department comes, your RAs check to see if you've left your room. They must clear everyone from the building before you can go back in. In the fall quarter, we had 4 or 5 fire drills. Only one of them is state mandated. So if you've done your drill and then you hear another fire drill later on, you don't know if it's real or not. I've had fire drills all times throughout the day. The mandated one, I believe, was at like 9 o'clock at night, which was kind of inconvenient, but not as inconvenient as the one that was at 3 o'clock in the morning in the pouring rain. And yes, you do have to wait until everyone is out of the building and the fire department comes and checks, clears the building until you can enter it. I think we had so many fire drills because a lot of people like to smoke in their dorms. I mean, this is just stupidity at its finest. Like, why would you smoke inside? Can anyone tell me? First of all, it's against university code, but second, you're gonna set off the fire drill and you're gonna piss everyone off who lives in that building with you. So I would advise you not to smoke inside your dorm, not only because you will set off the fire drill, but also just be considerate of the people who live around you. That doesn't mean that people don't smoke. People smoke all the time. I can smell it. Alcohol as well. People bring alcohol in. You just have to make sure that you're not seen with it, heard with it, and that you don't smell like it. So just be very discreet, especially if you live in a double or a triple. I think if you live in a single, it's not as big of an issue. Just be discreet. One of the hardest things about living on campus is that I've not been able to bring my car. So if you're living on campus, unless you can prove that you have a job outside of Los Angeles, you're most likely not going to be able to bring your car. Commuters, obviously this isn't an issue for you, but yes, for people who are living on campus, you're not going to be able to bring a car. And it's so hard because I have to rely on Uber and Lyft to go everywhere, and it's not cheap. So I'm living off campus next year, and quite frankly, I can't wait to get my car back. Now to evaluate my experience living on campus. One of the things that a lot of people seem to be concerned about, and they ask me about, when living on campus, is the whole idea of the college experience. So for some people this is super important. I think freshmen especially want to have a traditional college experience. Transfers seem to want to have this too. Personally, this did not matter to me a lot. Simply because I went to community college for 3 years, so my experience is already not traditional. And I don't really care. I didn't really care about living on campus. The whole reason that I chose to live on campus is because it's so convenient. I'm not from LA. I'm not familiar with the area. I'm from San Francisco Bay Area, so I don't know anything. I don't know anyone. Now I do know people, obviously, because I've been going to school here for 6 months, but prior to starting classes, I didn't know a single soul in LA. I didn't want to have to deal with finding an apartment, making sure it was close enough, making sure it was a nice place, and, you know, finding roommates and the whole bit. So that's why I chose to live on campus. In a similar vein, a lot of people ask me why I chose not to live at Holly, which is the transfer specific dorm. Only transfer students live there. Once again, it just didn't interest me. I knew that I wanted to live in a single suite because I am an introvert. I'm pretty antisocial. It may not come across that way in the videos, but trust me guys, it's true. I like to be alone 99.9% of the time. And Holly does not offer any single suites, so Holly could not offer me what I wanted. Thus my decision to choose a single suite to live in, and I have absolutely no regrets. If you're like me and you like privacy and you like to have time to yourself, I would definitely recommend it. People ask me also how I did that. Honestly, it's all luck. You get, I believe, 12 options. You get to rank where you want to live on the hill. If you want a single suite, I would just recommend that you put all of the housing options that offer single suites or single rooms first. I think there were like 4 or 5, and I can't remember which ones at the top of my head. For sure, Hedrick Summit, I think Reber does as well, Reber Hall or Vista, I don't know because I don't live there. Just look it up, it's all on the UCLA website, you can find it pretty easily. But definitely Hedrick Summit is a great place to live, and I would recommend it to anyone who's looking for a single suite. So with that in mind, good luck to everybody who will be applying for housing in the near future. I believe transfers, you have the entire month of May. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them below, or if you have any questions about the on-campus housing experience, drop them below as well. I will happily respond to them. I may even make a Q&A, who knows. And as I mentioned before, I will be making a dorm tour pretty soon if you guys are interested in seeing what a single suite at Hedrick Summit looks like, because I know a lot of people have asked for that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And as you can see, I'm not at UCLA right now, I'm at home because it's my spring break. But thank you all so much for watching. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video or benefited from its content, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I post new UCLA and transfer videos every Saturday at 3 p.m. and that is when I will see you next. Bye!